Charter Local Edition with your host, John MacDonald.
Welcome. We're visiting today with Larry Bonderud, who is the mayor of Shelby, Montana. Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you. I appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Appreciate you taking a little bit of time. Tell us a little bit about your background. I know that the mayor's job up in Shelby is not a full-time job, and you actually have a number of other full-time jobs.
Yeah, I mean, typically in northern Montana, small communities, everybody kind of volunteers to do other things, and so, yeah, I kind of chose public service as my way to do things. My parents taught me to leave this earth better than you found it, so I figured politics would be a great way to do that. So I've been involved with the city of Shelby, either on city council or mayor since like 1977, mayor the last 22, 23 years, I believe. And so I enjoy it. It's fun, and we're making progress and doing some good things and helping people, and that's what it's all about. So I enjoy it.
Your day job, your full-time job?
Yeah, really. I'm an optometrist. I practice several emergency rooms up there, and I also operate a family farm. My grandfather's homestead north of Havers, so and have 80 pairs of cows and all types of things that I do. So yeah, we stay busy in the Highline.
Yeah, and Shelby's staying very busy as well. You've got a lot going on. Tell us a little bit about the rail operation up there, the intermodal rail operation in Shelby.
Sure.
What is that?
So we formed a port authority, believe it or not. It's a port authority, actual port authority, and convinced the legislature to put the statutes in place and we and our good friends in Butte, Montana, they formed the Port of Montana at Butte. We formed the Port of Northern Montana at Shelby, utilizing those state statutes, which are mimicked after like the Port of Seattle. So really they're no different than that. And you create new public entities that serve as the basis for economic development in the area. So Butte was the first one to do it. We were the second one to do it some 20 plus years ago. And then over the years we've evolved to using that as the sole economic development entity countywide to, number one, help existing businesses in their expansion or plans or things of this nature. Number two, to promote new businesses to come to the community. So we've used the Port Authority and the economic development infrastructure that provides to do a lot of cool things up there. It's gone from wind farms, the $1 billion investment by Nat Sharina at wind farms, and Senex Harvest Estates, large fertilizer distribution facilities, a private prison. All that was facilitated by the governments working together, city, county, and port authority, all with a common mission and a common goal to improve the community.
So when it comes to economic development, obviously rural communities and rural areas have to do things a little bit differently. What is Shelby doing that is unique or different than some of the other communities or some of the larger communities? Sure.
Well, one unique thing, of course, is having an active operating port authority where we and our clients are actively taking stuff off trains, putting it on trucks, or taking it off trucks and putting it on trains and manipulating the product or whatever. Shelby sits at the intersection of I-15 and US 2, so tremendous amount of semi-traffic, about 12 to 1,400 per day are moving through us. 44 trains per day come through us. US Highway 2 crosses there. So with all that movement of those goods and services, there's opportunities to create jobs and do added value type things, and so that's what we're constantly searching for. And I'd say that's probably what's unique about us, is in our ability to identify a product, maybe we can do something to that and create jobs. We've been pretty successful at it. The fastest growing segment of our job creation as Department of Labor measures them, is in transportation related. And a huge Homeland Security presence there. We have an FBI office there with 7 agents, consolidated law enforcement, and so that's all related to the movements of goods and services and people. So that's served us well.
And anybody going through your town or passing through would see, particularly at the intersection there's a tremendous amount of traffic going on. A lot of equipment moving both north, south, and east and west.
Right, as Shelby, or the border there serves as kind of the funnel where all this stuff comes out of British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. Shelby has 4 Fortune 500 companies that have presence in the community, and these companies are all involved in transportation issues and things of this nature. So that's kind of unique, and they provide good paying jobs with benefits, and that's what we're after. Because a person that has a job and gets a paycheck, can also be a great citizen in your community too.
Right. Let's talk a little bit too about statewide infrastructure and particularly when it comes to safety, public safety issues and that type. This is something that you've been very involved with.
Sure. The last legislature had the big debate on infrastructure, and of course things didn't happen the way we would like to see it there. But we'd also like to see the issue of public safety added to that debate, because it's the fire department, the police department, emergency medical services that are affecting cities and counties statewide, and these impacts and these influx. Even with what we're doing, there is an influx of people there, and so it puts more increased demands on those. But yet the legislature hasn't in my mind, had the wisdom to provide counties and cities with the mechanisms to quickly address those needs. Mm-hmm. And while the League of Cities and Towns has had various proposals over the years, they have not been successful. And so everybody appears to agree, yeah, we need to do infrastructure and things of this nature. And we do. And there are some great programs out there that address infrastructure, but very few that address, if anything, that address public safety. Those are our general funds. Mm-hmm. Our general funds that have the demands of our local communities and people there, plus the influx and plus those passing through. So we have to figure out a way to get more increased funding into general funds in every community across Montana. They're all having the same problem.
Right.
Like that. So that's what we'd like to see, is public safety issues added to the infrastructure debate, and not only address infrastructure for long term, but also address this public safety issue, right. So we can have adequate fire departments and police and sheriffs and things
right.
of this nature.
And I suspect that's going to be an issue that is going to impact communities regardless of their size. We've had the opportunity today to visit with Mayor Larry Bonderud of Shelby. Mayor, I appreciate you taking a little time for us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here.
Thank you.
Charter Local Edition has been an exclusive presentation of Charter Communications.